In this setup, we'll bypass the ZeroTier website and establish a local ZeroTier controller on Mikrotik. This approach allows for direct control over the network, ensuring that all configuration and management stay within your own infrastructure without relying on external services. We'll guide you through the steps to configure and deploy the ZeroTier controller locally, providing a more self-contained and customizable network environment. Make sure to watch the Part 1 ZeroTier video if you haven't already, as we're using Mikrotik v7 and have added additional packages to include ZeroTier in the Mikrotik menu. Enable the ZeroTier interface to start using it. ZeroTier is now up and running. Now, we'll set up the private ZeroTier network ID, name, IP ranges, and network route. With the network ID, IP range, and other settings configured, we need to ensure they are applied to the ZeroTier instance so that other ZeroTier connections to the Mikrotik ZeroTier instance can dynamically receive the IP range. Now, we can view the network ID on our ZeroTier controller. Let's take the ZeroTier network ID and apply it to our Office Mikrotik ZeroTier setup to receive a dynamic IP from the ZeroTier controller. At this point, you'll see an access denied message. To resolve this, we need to authorize the connection through the CLI by setting it to yes. Let's check if we receive a dynamic IP address. Let's go to John's Mikrotik, enable the ZeroTier instance, and enter the ZeroTier network ID. Seeing access denied, let's go to the office Mikrotik via the CLI and authorize John's Mikrotik. We can now see that John's ZeroTier connection is successful, and we've received a dynamic IP address assigned by the ZeroTier controller. Let's print the member list to check if both the office and John's Mikrotik devices are authorized and displaying their IP addresses. Let's ping the ZeroTier IP address from John's Mikrotik to the office Mikrotik. Apologies for the high latency, it's due to using a Wi-Fi network for the lab setup. Now, let's set up routing on John's local network to access the office LAN network through the ZeroTier connection. We can now ping the office local LAN gateway. Let's do the same at the office to check John's Mikrotik local LAN gateway. Finally, we can see that this route is using the ZeroTier IP. Lastly, let's confirm that we can access John's local LAN from the office Mikrotik.